Dear students, come back to our social science class. In the last video, we discussed about the first lesson of social science first. And now, in this episode, we can discuss about the first lesson from social science second. That is seasons and time. And at first, we can study about the various seasons like summer season, winter season, spring season and autumn season and its peculiarities. And after that we can study about the Greenwich Mean Time and the time zones. Then there are other important factor, that is the time calculation. That is an important portion in this lesson. Okay, now it's time to start the lesson. Okay, now we can start our lesson, that is seasons and time. We know that variations in the amount of sunshine received are the basis of the occurrence of different seasons. In this lesson, we can first discuss about the seasons. And seasons are occurred because of the variations in the amount of sunshine received. And do you know what are the reasons for the change, or what are the reasons for this variation in the amount of sunshine received? They are the Earth's revolution and the tilt of the axis. First one, the Earth's revolution, and second one, the tilt of the axis. What do you mean by the tilt of the axis? Tilt means we know that the Earth's axis is in a slanting position. This is tilted at an angle of 66.5 degree from the orbital plane and 23.5 degree from the vertical plane. And this is known as the parallelism of Earth's axis. What do you mean by the parallelism of Earth's axis? The Earth is tilted at an angle of 66.5 degree from the orbital plane and 22.5 degree from the vertical plane. The Earth maintains this tilt throughout its revolution. This is called the parallelism of Earth's axis. And the next one is apparent movement of the sun. We know that the sun shifts apparently between the Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degree north, and Tropic of Capricorn, that is 23.5 degree south. This is known as the apparent movement of the sun. And the variation in the amount of solar energy received on the Earth due to this apparent movement of the sun. The temperature will be higher at over places where the vertical rays of the sun falls. Which is that region? We know that it is the equatorial region. That means the sun's rays fall vertically over, mainly over the equatorial region. And the temperature will be low at places where the sun's rays are slanting. And this is because of this apparent movement of the sun, the Earth receives different seasons. Then, next we can discuss about equinoxes. Do you heard about equinoxes? Yes. Equinoxes are, what are the peculiarities of equinoxes? Equinoxes have equal day and night. That means the sun is vertically over the equator, so equal amount of sunlight is received in both the hemispheres. So, during those days, during the equinoxes, we can experience equal day and night. Which are the equinoxes? Which are those days? They are March 21 and September 23. Then from March 21 to June 21, the position of the sun is towards the northern hemisphere. And the northern hemisphere gradually experiences spring season during this time. That is between March 21 to June 21. The season of transition from winter to summer is one of the peculiarities of this season. And plants sprouting, mango trees blooming, and jackfruit trees bearing fruits and the like. They are the peculiarities or features of the spring season. And do you heard about summer solstice? Yes, summer solstice in northern hemisphere is from March 21 to September 23. And the sun will be vertically over the Tropic of Cancer on which day? On June 21st. So, we can experience longest day in the northern hemisphere and shortest night in the northern hemisphere. Or we can say that we can experience longest day in the northern hemisphere and longest night in the southern hemisphere. This is known as summer solstice. And the next equinox is on September 23rd. And we already discussed about the features of equinoxes, equal day and night, and both the hemispheres received equal sunlight, and the position of the sun is towards the equator. March 21st and September 23rd are the equinoxes. And from September 23rd to December 22nd, we can experience autumn season. And it is a transitional period from the severity of the summer towards the winter. That means autumn season comes in between summer and winter. That means from summer to winter, we can experience autumn season. Atmospheric temperature decreases during this time or during this season. The trees generally shed their leaves during autumn season. And the next season, it is winter season. And December 22nd is considered as winter solstice. And where will be the position of the sun on this day? The sun will be vertically over the Tropic of Capricorn. And what will be the experience during that day? Longest day in the southern hemisphere and longest night in the northern hemisphere. And during this period, that means from September to March, it will be winter in northern hemisphere. And from this table, we can see all the features of summer, winter, autumn and spring. And the next one is Uttarayanam and Dakshinayanam. Northward apparent movement from the Tropic of Capricorn and it on Tropic of Cancer. That is called Uttarayanam. And what is Dakshinayanam? It is southward apparent movement from the Tropic of Cancer and it culminates on Tropic of Capricorn. That is Dakshinayanam. And now we can study about the various, we discussed about the various seasons. Now we can study about the rotation of the earth. We already discussed that because of the revolution of the earth experiences various seasons, winter, summer, spring and autumn. And in the same way, because of the rotation of the earth, there is variation in the time. And now it's time to discuss about the time. Do you heard about local time? Yes, it is the calculation of time when the sun is vertically overhead. Definitely, this local time will not be considered as the standard time of a country. Local time is the time when the sun is vertically overhead. Then the earth rotates from west to east. It takes 24 hours to complete one rotation. So the sun rises in the east. The earth rotates from west to east, so the sun rises in the east. And can you say in which state of India experiences the sunrise first? Yes, that is Arunachal Pradesh. And at last, Gujarat got sunrise. And now we can study the calculation of time. And before that, we have to discuss some important features based on the time. The angular distance of the earth is 360 degree. So, one longitude in each degree. That means total how many longitudes? 360 longitudes. One longitude, 1 degree. And required how many hours required to rotate 360 degree? 24 hours. So, in 24 hours, earth rotates 360 degree. So, in 1 hour, the earth rotates 60 minutes. Then, we can convert this minutes into seconds. That is 24 into 60. That is equal to 1440. 1440 minutes. Sorry, 24 hours is equal to 1440 minutes. So, we can say that earth requires 24 hours to rotate 360 degree or 1440 minutes to rotate 360 degree. That means to rotate 1 degree, earth takes 4 minutes. Or to rotate 15 degree, earth takes 1 hour or 60 minutes. That means 1 hour needed to rotate 15 degree. These are the important aspects we have to study based on the time calculation. And that is 15 degree longitudinal area of earth passes by the sun within a period of 1 hour. And here we can see the time zones. Can you see this? Yes, these are the time zones. That means the time will be ahead of Greenwich Mean Time towards the east and time will be behind towards the west. And next one we can study based on this time is the Greenwich time, Greenwich Mean Time. We know that the Greenwich Mean Time is the time at the 0 degree longitude, that is Greenwich Meridian. It requires its name from Greenwich, the place where the Royal British Observatory is situated. The time is calculated worldwide is based on the Greenwich line. Hence, this line is also known as the prime meridian. Greenwich Meridian is also known as the prime meridian because the time is calculated worldwide based on this line. The local time at the prime meridian is known as the Greenwich Mean Time. The local time at the Greenwich Meridian is known as the Greenwich Mean Time or GMT. And based on the Greenwich line, the world is divided into 24 zones, each with a time difference of 1 hour. And do you heard about standard time? Yes. What are the features of standard time? It is the local time would be different at each longitude that we already studied. That is called local time. Calculating the local time based on the longitude create lot of confusion. We know that in India there passes so many longitudes and each longitude has its own local time. So it creates a confusion in India. So to solve this problem, the local time at the longitude that passes through the middle of a country is selected as the common time for the whole country. Each country in the world considers the longitude that passes almost through its middle as the standard meridian. And the local time at the standard meridian is the standard time of that country. And in India, it is 82.5 degree longitude. Indian standard time is fixed as the time at 82.5 degree longitude. And the longitudinal extent of India is from 68 degree east to 97 degree east. So, there will be a big difference between the east and the time difference between the east and the west. So, this longitude is, that means 82.5 degree east longitude is generally considered as the common time of India. This is known as Indian Standard Time. And here gives the international date line. That means international date line, the time opposite to the line opposite to the Greenwich Meridian is generally considered as international date line. That means, but this international date line is not a straight line because there is a difference of 24 hours at 180 degree longitude to the east and west of the Greenwich. So, this international date line passes not through any country. Adjustments have been made avoiding the land areas along the 180 degree longitude and not the longitude marked with the broken lines. These broken lines are international date line. And there is so arranged as to, the line is so arranged as to avoid some of the islands to the south of the Bering Strait in the Pacific Ocean. So, from the east, calculate time by advancing 1 day and from the west, deduct 1 day. This imaginary line is called the international date line. That means, if a man crosses this international date line towards the west, he can gain or he can gain a day. Yes. And if a person crosses the international date line towards the east, he lost 1 day. And now it's time to calculate time. The longitudinal difference between India and Greenwich is equal to 82.5 degree. And so the time difference for 15 degree longitude is equal to 1 hour. So the time difference for 82.5 degree longitude is equal to 5.5 hours. That means 5 hours 30 minutes. So as India is located to the east of the Greenwich, the time in India will be 5 hours and 30 ahead of Greenwich Mean Time. And therefore, the time in India is equal to time at Greenwich plus the time difference. That means 12 noon. If the time at the Greenwich is 12 noon, we can calculate it as 12 noon plus 5 hours 30 minutes, that is equal to 5:30 p.m. In this way, we can calculate the time. And next, another one, the longitudinal difference between India and Japan. It is 135 degree east minus 82.5 degree east. Japan is situating in 135 degree east longitude. And what will be the difference, longitudinal difference between India and Japan? It will be 52 degree 30 minutes. And time difference for one degree longitude is 40 minutes. So the difference for 52 degree 30 minutes longitude is equal to 52.5 into 4. That is equal to 210 minutes. 210 minutes. We can convert this 210 minutes into hours. That is equal to 3 hours 30 minutes. And as Japan is situated in the east of India, the time in Japan would be 3 hours and 30 minutes ahead of the time in India. When it is 11 p.m. on Monday in India, the time in Japan is equal to 11 p.m. Monday plus 3 hours 30 minutes. That is equal to 2:30 a.m. Tuesday. Is it clear now? Okay. Now, there are so many problems that are given in our textbook. So, we can wind up the class now. In this lesson, we discussed the seasons and time. Conclude the lesson. In this lesson, we already studied about the various seasons and time calculation. Then we discussed about the difference between the standard time and local time. Then we discussed about the Greenwich Mean Time. And based on all these, we calculated or we studied the calculation of the time. Okay, thank you students.